Brah, do you even thumbnail? Do you even thumbnail? You. Thumbnail. Well, you should. You should thumbnail. Thumbnailing will help you solve problems in your tattooing. Will make you a better tattooer 100% of the time. So what is thumbnailing and why is it so important? Well, thumbnailing is the practice of doing several very quick, very simple, shape-based sketches to help you develop what will become your tattoo, your drawing, your painting, whatever. For our purposes, your tattoo. And it is important because it helps you to solve all of your big problems on the front end. Helps you get the problems of shape and value out of the way, which are the big problems. So the biggest issue with tattooing, in my mind, is we are pre-programmed as tattooers to just want to dive into the juicy details of every tattoo. We want to get in and make everything fancy and ticky and add all the glare. We love white outlines. Who doesn't love white outlines? They're the best. But white outlines don't fix bad tattoos. They don't fix bad compositions. I always tell my clients whenever they come in the door and they throw out their hodgepodge of ideas that they want, I always slow them down and I say, you know what I want to see? I want to run into you at the grocery store and you're 3 aisles over and I want to glance at your tattoo and I want to go, oh my God, what is that? That's awesome, and get closer to it. I can't tell what the subject matter is, but the arrangement of shapes and values are so intriguing that I have to go over and check it out. And I say that as a product of mid-90s tattooing. I came up, if you guys don't know a lot about the mid-90s tattoos, it was a time when you proved how good you were by cramming more crap into a smaller space. It was a time where a lot of reflective chrome was going around, a lot of robots and skeletons and stuff like that. And literally it was like, can I get the reflection of a 57 Chevy in the iris of that skeleton? That was the kind of mindset that we had. And I look back at it now, along with everyone else who was doing it, I'm sure, and I realized that it didn't work at all. It all looks like garbage. I'm wearing a bunch of it, not this necessarily, but I'm wearing a bunch of that kind of tattooing myself, and it just does not stand the test of time. What does stand the test of time is big, simple shapes using a full value range that relate to the area of the body that they're sitting on. And thumbnailing is what helps you to do that without wasting a lot of time. So how do you do it? Well, there are tons of ways to do thumbnails. It's incredibly simple. You can do it drawing digitally. You can just get out a sheet of paper out of your printer and draw a bunch of little boxes, rough out the general shape of the area of the body that you're working on, and start to draw relating to that shape. I'll go over the way that I do it personally. I do it one of two ways. I either use one of these sheets, which I will drop in right here somewhere. A sheet like this, I made a bunch of these sheets that are common areas of the body. I split them up between male and female, and I just basically start with a number 2 pencil. I'll print one out, or I'll pull it into Photoshop and just add a layer on top of it and draw digitally, whichever fits the whatever I'm trying to do, or whatever's easiest for me at that time, I guess. And I just try to work with black and white to start. Just one shade of whatever I can get with a pencil and whatever the paper is. And I'm just thinking about the very simple shapes that make up the design that I want to make. So if it's a dragon, maybe I'm drawing some kind of cylindrical shapes that follow the area of the body. You know, if it's a skull, maybe I'm breaking it down into diagonals, or if it's a flower or an arrangement of shapes. I'm just trying to think of, is that shape a sphere? Is it a cube? Is it a cylinder? Is it kind of a triangle? What's the basic shape of it? And I'm just kind of going through, and I've got 6 on a page, and I'm going through and I'm spending about 2 minutes on each one. I'll even set a timer, a 2-minute timer. I'll spend 2 minutes on each one just trying to block in an arrangement of shapes, squinting down the whole time, trying to figure out if I was in line at the grocery store and I saw that arrangement of shapes, would it look cool to me? Would I want to get closer to it? After I go through the entire 6 at about 2 minutes apiece, I'll pick the 3 that I think are the best out of those 6. I'll just split it in half. And I'll spend another 2 to 4 minutes on those 3. And from those 3, I'll narrow it down to 1. And from that 1, I will begin my drawing that will end up becoming my tattoo. So it helps me. So how far am I in? 6 times 2 is 12 minutes. I add another maybe 10 minutes on top of that in the second. So I'm less than 30 minutes in. And I, without a doubt, have picked the best possible composition for that person's body, for that area, for that arrangement of shapes. And I've been through a dozen scenarios to find that one that works. It's well worth 30 minutes, and you should be doing it. I do it all the time. You've probably heard me say, if you watch this show, or if you followed Fireside for any period of time, that no one has ever solved a problem by complicating it, by adding complexity. You only solve problems by simplifying them. And thumbnailing is the perfect tool to simplify your problems, because it doesn't allow you in 2 minutes, and then just using a couple of values in very simple shapes, you can't add complexity. You can only simplify. You can only dumb it down. And the thing is if it doesn't work dumbed down, if that arrangement of shapes that you choose isn't pleasing to the eye, you will not fix it by adding fancy stuff. You will not ice that cake and make it good. You'll just waste a lot of time making a very mediocre tattoo. So I think you should try it. If you haven't tried it before, I will make available to you all of my thumbnail templates. If you'd like to try them out, you can click a link here and get to them. I'll probably have to charge a couple of bucks for them, because I got to pay someone to put all that magic online and make it work. But they'll only be a few bucks. You can click on them, download the template library. You can print them out, draw on them, and with a pencil and paper. You can drag them into Photoshop and add layers and draw on them in that. But go through, spend 2 minutes each doing 6 drawings. Break those in half, pick the best 3, work those 3 another 2 or 3 minutes, work that down to 1. Once you have 1, you've got a good solid base that you can work from. You can start your actual drawing, and I guarantee you will end up with better tattoos in the long run. Thank you, as always, for supporting Fireside Tattoo Network, and we'll see you next time on Fireside Technique.